The key to this recipe is making a brilliant English muffin mix, and it's not as hard as you might think. It uses some very basic ingredients. I'm using plain flour. You could use strong, but I haven't really noticed a difference between the two. I'm gonna go in with some sugar. I'm gonna go in with some softened butter. Important that it's softened because we want to create a crumb. And then we just add a little bit, pinch of salt, because again, these are gonna be a savory muffin, and that helps it come together. I get my mixer on, and I'm being careful that I don't go too fast, it's gonna splurt out at me. What I wanna do is get the butter to crumb together until it's almost gone. While I'm doing that, I'll start my wet mix. And we're gonna use the base of this as liquid is not water, it's milk. Now I'm gonna use dried packet yeast. If that milk gets too hot and I add the yeast in, it's gonna kill it straight away. So you're looking for that just above hand temperature. And then just gently swirl it, and then it's ready to go into our dry mix. This is where the magic happens. We're going to turn up the speed of the mixer, leave it for 5 minutes, and wait and you see what happens after. In that 5 minutes, what's happened here is the milk has activated the gluten in the flour, and as it mixes together, it kneads it. So it becomes like a stringy dough, and it's quite wet, but it doesn't stick to my hand. That's when you know it's perfect. We're gonna prove this up, so I need to put it into a second bowl. I just need to give it a little bit of oil. Plain oil or vegetable oil will do. Be slightly generous with it. Then a little bit of cling film just over the top. And the cling film just protects the top of the dough, stops it from drying out and cracking. Kind of warms it up in there, almost like a greenhouse effect. Now what I need to do is leave it to prove in a warm place. It usually takes about 50 minutes to an hour, or until it's double in size. Now, I want you to have a look at this. It only took about 45 minutes, this one. It's already doubled in size. You can see it's domed up. Now it's not ready yet. It's gonna need another proof. And to do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna knock it back. So we lightly flour our board here. It's quite warm. But we're gonna give it a little roll. Knock some of the air out of it. It's pretty much just over a centimetre, 2 centimetres in thickness. That's the point where I'm going to need a ring cutter. This is where we get our authentic muffin shape. A little twist. I should get 4 out of this mix. And to stop it from sticking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use polenta. It's something I always have in my store cupboard. It's actually great on roast potatoes. It's even better for stopping things sticking. Flip under. Straight onto our polenta. Now, that will mean with that polenta that they'll be able to rise up easy. They're not going to stick. And about 25 minutes later, they'll double in size and they'll be ready to cook. Okay, 25 minutes later, warm place. Let's have a look. Ta-da! They have doubled in size. Now, a very important point is our heat here is critical. I want it on really, really low, just barely ticking away, because this needs to cook slowly, almost steaming with that lid on. So I leave it for about 2 minutes just to heat up nicely around the edges. We can get our muffins in. I'm going to stick my lid on and actually forget about them for about 4 to 5 minutes. It's going to create a little bit of steam, give them a nice bounce, and they should be golden brown underneath. And you can already see them, they've doubled in size again. Give them a little flip over and you can see the polenta has protected them there. Oh, and they look good. Ooh. Now lid back on, 2 more minutes, they'll pop up, and that's them done. Muffins, ready to go, smell of them. Now we need to focus on the sausage mix. It's very easy to do with some pretty simple ingredients, including our sausages. And then one thing I love with pork, it makes a massive difference in this. A bit of a random one is dried rosemary. It goes really, really well. And it's as simple then as putting it in a bowl and mixing it together. My handiest tip is rob the sausage meat. All I need to do is take off the lining. Everyone loves sausages, so we're just going to use that as the base of the mix. Then we're gonna bulk it up with pork mince. It's about 50-50 pork mince to sausage meat, straight in. Then our seasonings. First, as I said, a little bit of dried rosemary. I'm gonna crush it in my hand, straight in. Don't be shocked by the last piece, which is the salt. Very, very important. This is really salty because there's not gonna be a lot in the finished dish. 2 heaped teaspoons. It's time to think about shaping it. I'll line them up one by one. So all I need to do is lightly start to press in my hand, compact it so it'll hold together as a patty. And then a bit of a trick for you is grabbing a mug. So I usually have my coffee in this in the morning. If I turn it upside down, it's a great way to shape patties like this. So I roll, keeps it circular, push it down nice and flat. You can have your hands a little bit wet if you need to. And then you just keep repeating the process till you get a nice, flat, evenly round patty. 1 done, 3 more to go. Now patties are on, leave them there, don't touch them. 1 minute each side and they'll be ready to go. Two of our 3 steps done. We've 1 more to go. We've got to cook an egg. I'm gonna cook the egg in a ring, but it's very simple. We stick it on the pan, fill it with a little bit of plain oil, just a little bit. It coats the bottom. We're gonna crack 1 egg in there. Now you could just fry an egg. I know I'm a little bit chefy and I want it to be all the same size as our perfect muffins. On the side, straight into the ring. That oil will protect it. And I'm just gonna cook it over a very, very low heat, 2 or 3 minutes on one side. Flip it over, be ready to go and runny in the middle. Now the best part of this is when we get to assemble it. Beautiful, nice and airy throughout. Then we want to get our egg on there. Beautiful yolk inside. More patty. And then our lovely muffin lid on top. Lid back on top. Plate it up nicely. It's a sausage and egg muffin. Look familiar? There's a reason why I get that every Saturday morning before work. Now I can make my own.